Today we will be talking about what happened on Tuesday night NXT, aka last night. So basically, it starts with a little bit of a brawl, and basically Stephanie comes out and says, "I want to see who I think deserves to be my next opponent, and the opponent that I will be facing at NXT Stand and Deliver for my NXT Women's Championship." So, obviously, due to the brawls that happened currently before, it would be Jordynne Grace taking on Jada Parker. Jada Parker goes for the teardrop in the corner. It's hit. Goes for the pin. Jordynne Grace kicks out. Jada Parker's then going for a tombstone pile driver. That is countered into a tombstone German suplex. Then Jordynne Grace pulls Jada to the outside, puts her onto the apron, and is going for a axe driver on the outside. And that's countered, and then Jada Parker getting into Stephanie's face, slaps Stephanie, whack. Stephanie's not having it. She goes for a slap back, but instead connects with Jordynne Grace. And ding, ding, ding. The match is off due to interference. And it ends up being a brawl. Jordynne Grace gets the upper hand on Stephanie, starts beating the fuck out of her. Then, here comes the return of Julia. Julia attacks Jordynne Grace and Jada Parker to help her old friend, Stephanie Vaquer. And when they're celebrating together, they're like being all happy. Julia hits Stephanie with the Northern Lights bomb, aka Julia's finisher, and leaves her in the ring and grabs her NXT title and raises it, saying basically solidifying how she wants a rematch for what obviously happened during their Women's North American Championship and the NXT title, which a couple weeks after, obviously, Stephanie relinquished the NXT North American Championship so she could focus on the NXT title. Hence why we have the 6 women ladder match at Stand and Deliver for the NXT Women's North American Championship. Pans to the back, we have Shawn Spears talking to Izzy Dame and Brooks Jensen and Nico Vance about what they need to do and how they will gain their potential and show why the calling is the best. The NXT, me winning the NXT North American Championship was to show you guys it's possible and you guys will be the future. Since it's okay that I lost it. It's your time now. So he goes, Izzy Dame, tonight starts with you earning your shot at the NXT Women's North American Championship by qualifying for the NXT Women's North American Championship ladder match at Stand and Deliver. And then he says, then it's Nico and Brooks. It's you versus Hank and Tank. They're trying to find their footing. Make sure they don't. Time for the next match was a tag match between the NXT Tag Team Champions, Fraxium, and a new team that was formed in the new WWE show, WWE Evolve, which is basically showing the potential of who's going to be in NXT. And they're called Swipe Right. This was basically a good match and for like 5 minutes, and then it basically, Swipe Right got cooked. Swipe Right has Nathan Frazier on the top rope. Fraxium stops it. Frazier tags in Axiom. Axiom goes for the Spanish Fly. And then Frazier gets tagged in by Axiom. And then he goes for the Phoenix Flash. 1, 2, 3. Obviously, the tag champs were gonna win, but Swipe Right did show out. They showed that they could stay with the NXT tag teams. In my opinion, they're just poor man's Pretty Deadly, but that's just me. Pans to the back, and obviously it's on the outside in the parking lot. Julia's talking, saying, "No more friends. Me, you, Stephanie, stand and deliver." Now it's time for Izzy Dame and Ren Sinclair to solidify their spot in the NXT Women's North American title ladder match. Izzy runs to the corner, starts beating her up, stops to don't want to get disqualified. Ren Sinclair keeps turning into her Izzy Dame's power bombs and the arm drags, countering it. Ren Sinclair goes for her finisher. Izzy Dame kicks out. Izzy Dame then hits her finisher with the help of the rest of the calling. 3, 2, 1. Izzy Dame qualifies. And then it just pans to the back where Fatal Influence are bickering on who's going to get the shot. That's it, because she wants to get her title back. JC Jane says, "You already had the title. It's my turn." And then Jasmine Nix is like, "No, what? I'm taking it." And she just walks out and goes to Ava and says, I'll be taking the number one contenders qualifying match for Fatal Influence." It instantly cuts to the next matches, which is Sol Ruka versus Jasmine Nix. So Ruka's basically cleaning up. She's cleaning up. Distract, top rope move, double knees countered by Jasmine Nix. Fallon Henley is distracting the ref while JC Jane is distracting Zarya. Jasmine Nix with the Pele kick goes for the pin. 1, 2. Sol Ruka kicks out. Distracting continues. Sol Ruka with the Soul Snatcher. 1, 2, 3. Sol Ruka qualifies. Now it's time for Kara to choose who she thinks believes that she the number one contender for her NXT Women's Championship. But in her opinion, she's like, "You know what? I want all of them." So it's going to be a fatal 4-way between Julia, Kara, Jada Parker, and Jordan Grace at NXT Stand and Deliver for the NXT Women's Championship. The match between Hank and Tank and The Calling. This match starts with Hank and Brooks Jensen starting. Hank tags in Tank. They go for their double tag team move where they do the drop kick. It's before the drop kick from the top springboard happens. Nico is able to grab his feet and pull him down. Nico then throws Hank into the barricade. They get back in the ring. Brooks is able to get a tag in. Nico's in the match. Nico then is getting destroyed. Is distracting the ref so they can get back on the fire for it. Brooks gets tagged into the match. Brooks goes for a clothesline. Nico throws Tank into the barricade. Nico then gets back on the apron. Brooks tags him in. They go for their tag finisher, the top rope knee drop dominator. 1, 2, 3. The Calling has a successful night, getting Izzy Dame into the women's NXT North American title ladder match at Stand and Deliver, and having The Calling stop Hank and Tank's trying to get their momentum back. Ricky Starks returns, comes out to the ring with his title, says how he was excited and he's happy to be your champion, but he's also mad because of the blemish that Ethan Page caused. So he's like, Page, get out here. We got to talk. Lexis King comes out instead and says, I want your NXT North American Championship. Followed by Eddie Thorpe. Eddie Thorpe says, this is my birthright. This is my title. You took it away from my people. Wes Lee then comes out and says, I was the best NXT North American Champion of all time. I want my title back. Ethan Page doesn't come out and says anything. He just comes out in RKO's Ricky Saints, and then it's an all-out brawl between Ethan Page, Lexis King, Wesley, and Eddie Thorpe. It goes to the back. Ava confirms that it's going to be the four of them trying to earn their spot at NXT Stand and Deliver and earning their shot at the NXT North American Championship. Now, and that's also been confirmed that there's going to be a NXT Tag Team Gauntlet match to decide who's going to be the NXT Tag Team with their title shot at NXT Stand and Deliver, including Briggs and Yoshi, NQC, North Quarter Kretz Crew, Hank and Tank, the Calling, and Tyreek and Tyson. And for the main event. The main event was a 3v3 between Dark State, Oba, Trick Williams, and Javon Evans. The only thing about this is, though, the three of them are going to be the title match at NXT Stand and Deliver. So it was going to explode. Javon Evans is keeping his head in. He's doing all the work. He doesn't want to lose this against Dark State. They need to stop him. Javon Evans tags in Oba. Oba then goes for a spine buster on one of the Dark State members. Then throws that same Dark State member into Trick Williams. It boils over. Trick Williams they leave to the back, and then Javon Evans gets pinned from Dark State, hitting a triple spine buster. And that's the end of NXT. Thanks for watching. Keep it wavy.